Thank you very much. Congratulations once again to Fireu Feche from Ethiopia. Madam Alice Enu, Madam Hannah Efriye, these are former gold medalists in the Commonwealth Games back in the 1960s. They were also former African champions in the 100 meters and the 200 meters events as well. Let's put together for these two wonderful women. Thank you very much, Madam Hannah. Thank you very much, Madam Alice. God bless you.
Alice Anum, in particular, to the left of your screen, is a former national record holder in the 100 meters for Ghana. Before her record was broken by Daini. Here are those who have qualified: Gemechu, Chebet, Halima, Orotsile, Susan, all of them making it through to the
well, guess what?
Final of the women's 800 meters.
The two quickest qualifiers came from the final race. It was Susan of Uganda and Comfort of Nigeria. They finished with 2:073 seconds and 2:05.11 seconds.
The two fastest losers. There you go.
The finals race. So in the end, Ghana's interest in the 800 meters has ended, and despite her heroics, the Ethiopian athletes who recovered from the fall would not be making it into the final. However, if there's a review that determines that she was illegitimately impeded or it was unlawful, she may be upgraded. So watch the space on that one.
Or asked to run alone if the one that impeded her did not qualify. So this is heat one of the men's 800 meters. Brahima Garamusa of Ethiopia is in there. Sampie Gomez of Gambia, Chini Riyad of Tunisia, Abraham Thorne of
South Sudan,
Ano Angula of Namibia, Yobati Makman of Togo, and Nabil Osama of Morocco. That's the Togolese in the front, 599. Yobati Makman, as they come across the 400-meter mark, and the final 400 meters in this race is going to be slightly chaotic. There is nothing to separate any of them. They're still boxed together, but it's now
a tall, rangy Gambian
that is beginning to separate himself. Gomez Sampierre is kicked early, but can he maintain it? No, it's the Moroccan that is coming strongly from behind. Nabil Osama with a late shot, but the Tunisian is boxing his way out onto the front. That is Riyad Chini. He's not letting go as they approach the last 100-meter mark. It is anybody's race at this point. It's Tunisia against Morocco. That's Osama versus Riyad. It's Osama coming strongly at the end. Osama knows he's gonna win this. It's comfortable, but look at the flailing arms of the Gambian to take third. Impressive from him. It's Morocco out in first, Chini Riyad of Tunisia in second, and a big third place run by Gomez Sampierre. He will not automatically qualify for tomorrow's final, but surely if the time is good enough, he could qualify as one of the fastest losers.
Well run by Nabil Osama of Morocco. He just bided his time and kicked at the right moment. In the end, between him and Riyad Chenini, they knew that they were out in front, but what late effort by Gomez Sampierre to salvage at least the opportunity of qualifying as one of the fastest non-automatic qualifiers. This was quite chaotic, as you said, because they were too bunched up, and it made it quite difficult for any of the athletes to outflank the others. And you know, it's a matter of strategy. You catch yourself at the wrong place within a bunched up race, it becomes very difficult for you to win or to be able to get out of the bunch.
So comfortable win in the end for Osama Nabil, and Osama Nabil himself so a really good crowd inside the University of Ghana Stadium at Lakon. You know, there's been a lot of conversation in the past about the place of track and field and the popularity of the sport and the commercial value of the sport, certainly it is not a lack of interest. There was always an argument that after Usain Bolt, the sport has kind of taken a hit commercially in terms of having its own global appeal or popularity. But certainly we've seen these African championships or these African games start for the last 10 days. Not a single event has had more crowd. Maybe one football match has had more crowd. Ghana's last game. This is the biggest crowd we've seen at the stadium since these competitions started. So track and field still definitely does have a massive appeal among sports fans.
Well, it still shows you that in every multi-sport event, athletics still has a special place, and it's the one that most people look forward to coming to see. But it's also good to see that other sports have drawn a lot of people. And you mentioned, you know, the place of athletics on the continent. Here's a confirmation of the results.
Nabil Usama, the African Games bronze medalist for this event. He takes the win, the heat one, so a good win for him. Riyadh also coming through in second, and we wait to see if St-Pierre will make it through.
Well, he has qualified by his name. It's good to know perhaps that he's been rewarded for his effort. But we'll have to wait, because this is 2 heats. St-Pierre
just 2 hits, so 3 automatic qualifying places.
He qualifies for the next stage of the competition. But we know the challenge with track and field across the continent. So there would be 4 heats.
There would be 4 heats.
And we would have to check to see why the official qualification has a capital Q by the name of St-Pierre in the display. Whether that means he's actually qualified or that is an error.
No, or unless they're going into a semi-final.
The men
that would not make
4
sense.
heats, so they might go into a semi-finals. But we'll confirm all the details for you as we go along.
Yeah, there is a semi-finals, so that's why. So the first 3 in each heat would qualify automatically, and then 4 fastest qualifiers will join them to advance to the semi-finals.
On the outcome of the first heat and who has qualified: Nabil Usama of Morocco,
who won the bronze medal at the last African Games.
Yes, followed by Shinini Riyadh of Tunisia, and indeed Gomez St-Pierre of Gambia, who finished in 3rd, has also qualified. So his efforts have been rewarded indeed.
Automatically. So out of the 4 heats, this is heat 2, and they are away in heat 2. So the top 3 will automatically advance to the semi-finals, with the 4 fastest losers also qualifying. And now it's Kenya's Cheminingwa Aaron, who's come out strong. There's only 5 of them in this particular heat. And Cheminingwa Aaron is running really strong out on the bend, but is closely marked yet again, this time by Eritrea's Fitawi Zaid and Ethiopia's Yohannes Tefera. Yohannes Tefera is a very experienced athlete in this event. The final 800 meters is being led by Aaron Cheminingwa, but is closely chased by Eritrea's and Egypt Miwad Hazim is all the way back in 4th. The front 3, as you see them, it's Kenya's Cheminingwa, followed by Eritrea's Fitawi Zaid and Ethiopia's Yohannes Tefera. As we approach the last 100 meters, it's Aaron Cheminingwa who is leading this one alongside Eritrea's diminutive Fitawi Zaid. Fitawi Zaid is kicking late and he's going to take the win. Cheminingwa is not really too bothered, but what a race by Fitawi Zaid. A very excited finish.
There was no coming back for the Kenyan, but this is just a heat. And despite the fact that there were 5 athletes in this heat, 3 of them will qualify automatically out of this. And so the Kenyan finishing 2nd is not a problem at all. It's Kenya, Eritrea, and Ethiopia.
So Fitawi Zaid, look at him, tongue out. Sheminengoa, he had a look behind him to see who is closest.
And just
Once there was no one, he didn't bother. And remember that the 800-meter world record is held by a Kenyan, the great David Rudisha.
So it's Egypt's Hazem who finishes in third. With so just to run through, Fitau Zaid finishing in a national Eritrean record of
1:45.90
seconds.
Wow. Sheminengoa Aaron 1:46.69, 1:49.60 for Miwad Hazim, also qualifying automatically to the semi-finals.
And that national record also means that that is a new PB for Fitau Zaid.
Absolutely. As we go to heat 3 of the men's 800 meters. And there they come out. We're talking about Eritrea's Fithawi Zaid. He's a one-time national champion, and he's an African under-20 silver medalist as well, Fithawi Zaid. So he's only 19 as well. It's even more impressive when you hear.
Stepping up, and how he would love to add a senior medal to his under-20 African Championship silver medalist. One to watch, definitely. He's just...
Absolutely. These middle distance
promise ahead of him.
Yeah, these middle distance races always dominated by Kenya and Ethiopia. And nowadays the Americans, who've got a lot of Kenyan-born athletes and Sudanese-born athletes running for them. So Fithawi Zaid, Eritrean national champion, taking hit 2. And Sheminengoa coming to in second, the Kenyan. We will have Nzeng Nangal Manuel and down in white.
So far we've had Ethiopians in every one of the heats, but none of them have been able to qualify so far into the semi-finals.
Just yet. Guinea Equatorial, Nangal Manuel, Hamidou Diarra of Mali, Chiku Kelvin of Zimbabwe, David Dom of Namibia, and Kape Tumo of Botswana, Woge Samuel Buke of Ethiopia, and Burundi's Nzikwingunda. That's Nzikwingunda. He's gone out strong at the outside lane, but watch out for Botswana's Kape Tumo in the unmissable light blue of Botswana. And look at the Eric Nzikwingunda of Burundi. He is keeping up with Nkape Tumo. It's a very fast start from this heat. Look at Ethiopia's Samuel Buche as well.
And it's a smart strategy from Nzikwingunda, because when the race is at a CRM pace, you drop off a bit and you get dropped.
Absolutely. So there is, as we approach the 400-meter mark with 400 meters more to go, you expect that this is going to get a bit faster. Nzikwingunda, it's running really well. It looks like Nkape Tumo is the one controlling this race. Nkape Tumo. And he really is the one controlling this race, Nkape Tumo.
Seems quite
as we negotiate the bend onto the home straight. Tumo Nkape, the two-time African under-20 silver medalist. He's been at this stage multiple times. He knows what it takes. 25 years of age, a big experience. But watch out for the Ethiopian. He's wrestling the lead here. Oh my word! Samuel Buke has won it at the line. But I'm guessing that the top 3 will not be too bothered, because that means that Tumo finishes second, and Nzikwingunda, who finishes third, would also make it through. A very good contingent of Ethiopian athletes here in the stadium supporting their very own, and he needed to put up a show, and he did.
Well, I mentioned that there had been an Ethiopian in each of the first few heats. Finally they get one to qualify to the semi-final stage, but well run there by Samuel Buche. And you know, it's difficult in races to pass athletes who are in front of you on the outside. He picked his moment, he refused to be boxed in, and then he outflanked them. Excellent execution of the final stages to beat Tumo, who had led the race for most part and appeared quite comfortable.
All right, so Buche wins it 146.95. Nkape Tumo 147.19. And Ezequinkunda 147.33, automatically qualifying. That's heat 3 of the men's 800 meters. Heat 4 to come very, very shortly. So confirmation of the results there. Buche, Tumo and Ezequinkunda qualifying automatically. And this is the lineup of Heat 4, which has a Ghanaian in there, Alexa Mankwa. So the home crowd would love to see one of their own as well. And he is Ghana's national record holder in this event. Alexa Mankwa was at the Commonwealth Games as well as the World Championships in 2022. He was at the Olympic Games in Rio in 2016. So one of those really experienced runners. There he is in your short.
Extremely experienced.
Alexa Mankwa.
There are some who think that he's had his best years behind him and the best opportunities at 32 years of age. But here on his home track, with this crowd behind him, he'll be hoping to find an extra win that will take him into the semi-final stage.
So he made a biggest achievement is making the final of the Commonwealth Games one time, as well as the final of the African Games once. He's a national record holder for Ghana, 46.34 seconds. And you know, those who say his best years are behind national record back years ago.
Yep.
And that's the fastest he's ever been.
But then you never know. An athlete might have his Indian summer, especially on this home, so this could be the last hurrah. But he would be looking to give Ghana an opportunity to compete in the semi-finals.
He's
and Alex,
his personal best.
And he doubled.
Runners in this heat. Nigeria's Hamid Sambo is one of them. Then Tunisia's Kadri Ahmed Saif, another. And there's Hussein Wabri Ige of Djibouti. Kenya's Kipgetich Ngeno, as well as Tom Tradrika of Uganda. The last and final heat of the men's 800 meters. This is the only one involving a Ghanaian. And off they go. The Nigerian out wide is gone off strong, but it's the Tunisian Ahmed Saif who's immediately closed in on him as they approach the changeover zone. And there it is, getting on the inside. The Tunisian is looking at his left side because he's not trying to get in front, and that's what exactly is a good strategy. He wants the others to take the lead.
And he's refusing to be boxed in, so he would rather be on the outside. It's difficult to run on the outside because you are running a longer distance, but it gives you a chance. Unlike Alex, who is right there in the middle and be hoping to stay with the Kenyan and the Ugandans as they go into the final lap. But right now he's really in a difficult position and would have to find a way to come out when it's time for the final lap.
I guarantee you this is going to be fast because it's really anybody's right now. It's led by Uganda's Ngeno, Kenya's Ngeno, and Uganda's Dadriga Tom. They're the two out in front. Ngeno is keeping up with Tom.
Yeah, also very experienced. He's a former silver medalist at the IAAF Under-20 World Championship. Alex
is running on the outside.
The
Ghanaian on the back straight here as they approach the final. 150 meters or so. How much can he keep this up? The Kenyan is keeping up with him really strongly.
Question is whether he's kicked too early.
So Ngeno against Alex. Ngeno looks really focused. Alex himself has got an eye out there. How much can he keep up with this? Look at the Ugandan. He's also coming strong. Dadriga Tom, but Alex is keeping up with the Kenyan. Alex Amankwa comes through in second, but it's the Kenyan. Kipgetich Ngeno who has taken the win, but the home crowd excited about their countryman finishing in second place. He had to give them a show. He promised a show. Certainly, that was a show.
Or perhaps we spoke too early about his best years being behind him, but you know, this crowd virtually wailed him over the line this evening. And but there was no doubt Ngeno Kipgetich was the main man here, controlling the race brilliantly, and it was intelligent running from Alex to step out to give himself a fighting opportunity of getting to the front. If he had stayed in the middle, that would have been difficult for him.
Enough. A life of plenty for every child. We've had enough all along. There's enough choice for every child. Enough nutritious food, produced responsibly and sustainably, so children can thrive everywhere. Let's come together and stand with children to say we've had enough. Enough.
Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. With a new and improved taste. It's delicious and refreshing. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. You need to try it first.
This advert is FDA approved.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play.
You like no other.
You are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. You like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie.
Thank you, Mommy. I love my Indomie.
This advert is FDA approved.
takes effort. Ebony condoms make it worth it.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be in Accra. It's my first time in Ghana.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What has been your impression in being in Ghana for the first time?
Yeah.
What's been your impression of Ghana?
Very good. It's an African, a very rich country. I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than I expected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway then, the games have started. We've seen some fabulous athletics happening, all competition happening across the Africa game. Let me go your initial and quick thoughts on what has happened so far.
Now, first of all, we want to congratulate Ghana for hosting such a big event. We had this afternoon a very nice start, and we are very happy, and athletes are really making efforts and to have good performances. So it's good games, of course, definitely.
Yeah. Your quick thoughts on how the athletics, everything is going so far.
It shows Africa has a talent.
Right.
The talent is there in athletics. We just need to have more of this to give them more chances to compete in Africa.
Yeah.
Look at this crowd, I'm impressed.
Yeah, absolutely so. All right, now let's start having some conversation about some of the things we've seen. We saw earlier in discuss, and you, Mr. Fati, you represented the medal to the South African who won it. What would you say about the quality of participation so far in the African Games in discuss? Where the South African Victor Hogan won gold?
No, it's a great honor to hand over a medal to an athlete after having a testimony, these big performances. So to come back to the game and the events, I think that we need events in Africa because our athletes are very talented, but unfortunately we don't have enough events. So having this opportunity to gather here in Ghana and to host this event is a great achievement for us. So definitely the crowd is here, we are happy, and the game also are very well organized. So once more, thank you guys for having done so well.
Lovely, and that is Victor Hogan, all the way from South Africa, clinching gold. It's special for any athlete to compete for your nation and pick up medals. Yeah, gold is the premium, but ultimately silver, bronze is still a proud moment for these athletes.
This is a prestige to represent your country. For each other, like this is an Olympic year. Most of these athletes are looking at where they can qualify. This is a big opportunity for many of them. They can't go to Europe. They have an event in Africa. Why not? Why can't they qualify from here? So we're very happy.
Absolutely so. All right, so then, only a couple of minutes ago.
Just to add on that, to remember that South Africa used to be a very great nation of athletics. They used to be very performant in many fields, for example. So people are maybe surprised to see them here, but it is something normal for us.
For them. All right, so then also in steeplechase, 3,000 men. We saw some more fish from Ethiopia clinching it. What is it about Ethiopians and those distances? It's everywhere. Ethiopia, Kenya, at times Uganda. What is it about their hearts and what happens? How did they get there?
They have the talent because they live in altitude. So each of African countries have something special. For example, in West Africa, we have sprints, jumps in West Africa. They don't have distance runners. In Eastern Africa, you have the mid and long distance runners. So that is the event.
Fascinating stuff. I absolutely enjoyed it. And listen, at the Olympic level, we want to see our athletes competing hard for medals as well.
With these two nations, we always expecting medals from them. And the fight is so tough. Every time
the rivalry is there.
So it's a good passion, but it's a nice fight. It's not enemy.
It's a healthy rivalry. It's a healthy rivalry, absolutely.
Exactly.
So in the 3,000 steeplechase from men, Samuel Fitch from Ethiopia, he clinched gold there. Look at him, so happy and excited. Unfortunately for Kenya, it was silver, place and bronze. Not unfortunately for Kenya though, it was silver and bronze because still a proud moment to behold.
Yes, the plan was 1, 2, 3, but you can't know. You know, when you're seated up here, it looks very easy. When you're down here, it's a different story.
I've been sitting up here the whole day. I've been like, guys, I can do this. It's not that simple.
And it's good. The level is raised. It's good to have this kind of.
But also then, we saw since morning, we've seen the heat of 100 meters for women. Now this evening we saw the semi-final. Some of the time these ladies are clocking. African ladies are up to it. But there's the era where we didn't know where the athletes from. It's over. It's not over. It's Africa's time. It's African women. Look at that time that they are clocking. It's amazing to see, really.
It's amazing.
Don't forget, we have a Ghanaian who beat top athletes here in 800 meters. It's a surprise. Yes. No, it's not a surprise. Because you can move from sprints from 400 meters can go to 800 meters.
Absolutely.
So just need to work on themselves with the endurance with the time they'll be running 800, just like Kenyan, like Ethiopians.
Yeah. So Africa needs to do more to enhance the opportunity to young women to compete.
As I said earlier, maybe we don't have enough competitions. Now we are encouraging member federations to host more, so that our athletes can perform here in the continent.
Right.
Because we need international competition. Of course, we need it to participate to the highest level possible. But if we have more competition within the continent, that will be very good for our athletes.
Yeah.
So we are encouraging member federations to host more one-day meetings. Even one-day meetings, we need them.
Yeah.
To have more one-day meetings and more regional championships and national championships.
Absolutely.
By doing so, I think that we can
improve the quality.
fill the gap between us and the rest of the world. Because we have the talent.
Rightly so.
We would like to come here again. We would like to come to Accra.
You're welcome.
Yes. We want to come for the one-day meeting here. So, yes, this is it.
Listen, it's beautiful. Ghana is home to all of Africa, to the whole of the world. And of course, the facilities being put up by...
We have the facility, we have the technical officers to build their capacity, and we think they need more exposure. Even the officials here, they need more of such events.
Is it time to run the African Games twice in 4 years than to wait for 4 years? Is it time?
Yeah, that the technicians maybe can reflect on that. But
there's so many events. There's so many events. If you look at the program of an athlete in the 4 years, you have 2 World Championships before you have the Olympic Games. So if you put Africa Games, it's going to be too much for each other. Like for example, since 2021, top athletes have been running. They were in Tokyo Olympic Games. It was postponed Olympic Games. In 2022, they were in Oregon World Championship. Last year, they were in Budapest. This year, they're going to be in Paris. Next year, they're going to be in Tokyo.
Yeah, so it's a tight one.
Very tight.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we saw also in the men's category, obviously, it's a star attraction then because there's a Ghanaian very good sprinter in there, Benjamin Azamati. The crowd was roaring, and it's important really to have home athletes, getting the crowd on their feet. And
you see here within the region, we used to be very performant because we used to have a tournament called 4 Nations. These 4 nations used to be run by Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, Ghana, and Nigeria.
Absolutely.
And I can remember still the good performances your athletes used to have in this tournament. It's good. And such kind of initiative, we had it in even in the southern region. We used to do it in the southern region also, and we have promoted also elsewhere. So I think the resources are here, the talent is here, and maybe we don't have enough means, but the means still we can manage with.
Absolutely.
We are here just to concentrate and to focus on ourselves and to believe in ourselves to make it.
Meanwhile, tomorrow is the day for these athletes. Their 100-meter final is tomorrow. We know our finalists. Tonight, they are going to be thinking through what they need to do to clinch golden medals for their country. Tonight, some would sleep. When we're back here and the lights are on tomorrow, it's going to be cracking, and the whole of Africa will be roaring for these African stars. Also then, the 200-meter final tomorrow is set to be a spectacular event. Wherever you are across the capital, wherever you are on the continent, if you can get into Ghana, if you can get into Accra, you have the chance of seeing some of the best athletes on the continent competing for laurels. Meanwhile though, in handball, women, Ghana beats Burkina Faso by 22-1. It was such a close encounter. We put this story together really by Laurentia Tete. Let's take a look at the story. We'll be back. We'll talk about it.
28 seconds before the end of this. Only 28 seconds. What would Ghana do? Would they love to keep possession? Would they love to keep possession? Or would they look for the goal? Yes, they do! Now this should be it. This should be it.
I feel very excited because we're determined to win this match. Because it's the 3rd match that we are playing today. And if we don't win, we'll lose all our matches. So we were determined and focused to win this match today. That's why we all go out home. We played our hearts out today to win this match.
And move the ball around and win some fouls. Oh no. It looks like it's all over. It looks like it's all over. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable scenes at the Botema Sports Complex.
Yeah, very happy for the government of Ghana for getting such a dome. Since inception of handball, over 30 years ago, about 3 months ago that we had this dome. So with this, I'll plead with all Ghanaians, they should be patient. 2, 3, 4 years time, they will see Ghana excelling in handball.
Ghana giving it absolutely everything.
Absolutely, what a breathtaking handball fixture game that was between Ghana and Burkina Faso. It is a level of quality and competition in the Africa games that is fascinating. I mean, years gone by, to be fair, when individual sports were growing, maybe the lack of quality was there, but Africa have come of age. Now the level of competition is high, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of investment by governments. For example, when you look at the facilities that have been put in place by Ghanaian government, I think it's impressive. And of course, we have to up the quality. We must have the talents are there. We need the coaches. We need to make sure that they have the capacity to be able to deliver the skills to the athletes. So that's why you see there's more quality coming up. Sports has become very competitive. The times you used to run those days, they are now like warm-up. Yeah, they're like warm-up. Things have changed. So there is that reason, I mean, there's a need for us to make sure that we continue to improve the quality, and we need the partners. We need partners, the government needs to come in to help the federations. We need such kind of facility, which no federation can be able to run. It's only government that can maintain it. So I think we're on the right track as Africa, and we'll be, as I said earlier, we'll be very happy to see Accra in this stadium hosts a continental tour. The CEO, yes, why not?
Why not?
Because right now the continental tours, we have one in Botswana, one in Nairobi, none in this region. Why not Ghana?
Yeah. Obviously now. So that's the thing now. But again, back to the quality of athletes we are seeing. It has also, and I was speaking to the fans who are coming today to see athletes. I asked them if they'd been to the Poteman Sports Complex to see, and they were like, they can't believe that the quality is there. They've enjoyed every sport from swimming to volleyball that is what gets people to want to be involved.
Yeah, but we are always emphasizing the quality of the athletes. But don't forget the coaches.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
The coaches.
They are behind the whole thing.
All people who are behind will make sure that these athletes become performant. And we have to salute their efforts and their work to make these people to be more performant. We are always talking about athletes, but let's talk about
somebody
coaches.
Trains them.
Yes, they are well educated now and very good talented also. So we are proud. We are proud as an African to have more resources and in a good quality.
All right, so then we move away down to Taekwondo, where
now we have 35 sports in Olympic Games. Now, Africa has always been in some few areas. When you go to other sports, you don't see Africans. We want to expand. We have the talent. How can we make sure Africa has every athlete in each of the 35 games? So that's one thing that we need to think about. Taekwondo is one of them. It's a combat sport. If you can go for boxing, you can go for Taekwondo. Why not? So Africans, I think we have that sport. We should be able to have more athletes in Olympic Games.
And what about you, Mr. Fatu? Are you a big fan of Taekwondo? Of course, I'm sure you're a big fan of all these sports.
I don't know nothing about Taekwondo.
Oh, okay. All right.
But anyway, still, it's a sport, like all sports. We have to put more efforts on our policies. I know that governments are doing a lot in supporting sport. For example, look at this facility. Because sports events are more and more costly nowadays. But still, government are making the efforts to give what they can give so that we can deliver sports event in international standards. That is very, very good. So, like athletics, like football, like not football, like maybe other sports, we can be proud.
Absolutely.
And to keep hope that maybe within some years we can fill all gaps.
Brilliant. Anyway, there's also this story we've got on cricket, because cricket is very much known to be popular in the southern part of Africa. But guess what? In the Africa Games here in Accra, Nigeria made history. They won bronze, and we've got this story for you on Isaac Danlabi.
The Achimota Cricket Oval was packed up when Nigeria recorded their first cricket win at the ongoing African Games. The Nigerians fought hard to secure the win by beating Namibia's 122 target to 126 to win on 3 wickets.
The coach of Nigeria was happy about the win.
Mentality was good. We felt positive. We had done well while we were bowling to restrict them to 122. And a good batting side, 122 is a gettable score. So we were very confident that we were going to achieve that.
The coach was impressed about the performance of his batter, Isaac Danlad.
He's a very good off spinner. Picks wickets, keeps the scoring rate down, and obviously from his batting, he's got very good shots. He's got very good arm speed, good eye, hand coordination. He plays very good shots. In a nutshell, as an all-rounder, he's a very good cricketer who can become a world beater.
It was the poster boy of the game, Isaac Danlad from Nigeria, who caught a lot of spectators' attention with his batting skills. Danlad said he started playing cricket at the age of 13 and he loves the game.
Oh, I started cricket when I was in JS2. So I love football more than cricket as then. So when going to under 15 play, getting one of the match award, I was okay. That's when I realized, okay, I have a goal in this game, so I have to give it a try. And here I am playing for the country. Under 8, my challenge was my coach was used to look for me every time to train. So with my coach, that's why I'm here. He pushed me a lot. Sometimes he came to my house to pick me for training, and I'm very, very happy for him today, for me to be here. This is my first time of playing in All African Games, and this is one of the best performances I put to the team, and I'm happy to be doing that. By God's grace, I will continue doing that for the team.
Nigeria are now third in Group A with 2 points, with Zambia occupying the first position with 4 points after 2 matches played by each team.
Isaac Danladi is the one there. Again, like I said, cricket is known to have been known for so long. As Southern African sports, they've been dominant. Good to see Western Africa and Nigeria stepping it up. We saw their ladies winning bronze in cricket.
I'm really impressed because this sport in Africa is known as a sport of Southern Africa.
Yeah.
Look at countries like South Africa, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Kenya, but